Hey guys, it's me, Talan Thrift Walker, and I had to come on here and make this sad post. I might get some emotional during this because it brings back a lot of memories. But I'm going to be okay because God's got me. Anyway, I got so many posts about Talan Tanner and what happened to the way too young, beautiful young man. And like I said, it brought back a lot of memories. As parents, nobody knows what you feel inside when something like this happens because you don't think it can happen to you. I never thought it could happen to me. I never thought for a million years that I would get a call on New Year's Day when we're fitting to eat black-eyed peas that my son was laying for 14 hours and had to be life-flighted. I'm going to give a little bit of details of what happened that I know of or what I've been told, but like I said, nobody knows the truth but the parents of exactly what's going on. What I'd understand is Talan fell out of the truck and was ran over, and his head was crushed. He has a traumatic brain injury, of course, and it's not looking too well right now. As some of you say, Tatum, there's miracles. I've seen one. I was experienced by one. Let me explain this to you, though. Excuse me for my animals, guys. I'm at the barn. With every situation in a traumatic brain injury, everybody's different. The one thing that Talan has on his side is he's a young man. That's what saved Joseph's life, is he was a young man. He was 15 at the time. He was young. And that's what I tell people. They told me if Joseph would have been a 30 to 40 or 50-year-old man, he probably wouldn't have survived. I do not know exactly what Talan's injuries are, so I can't speak for that. A lot of you, have asked, and like I said, everybody is different. But I will say this. When Joseph first got, life-flighted, they called me and told me there was nothing basically they could do, and I asked that man, could I pray for him, the surgeon, and he said, the neurosurgeon, he said, yes, you can. And I said, God's with you. You do the best you can. That's all I can ask you to do. I said, my son lay there for 14 hours, and you know what? I don't believe it's his time to go. And I was right. But I could have been wrong, because we don't never know. But here's the thing. Joseph, they also told me Joseph was brain dead. Now, I want y'all to remember this now. They're saying that, supposedly they're saying Talan is brain dead. And I'm not saying he's not brain dead, and I'm not saying he is brain dead. I'm telling you from my experience. They told me Joseph was brain dead, but then I had another test the next day, and they showed signs. That's when I knew he had a fighting chance. Now, like I said, y'all, there's so many different... You just got to pray. I'm telling you, I would go to that chapel and I would pray like I've never prayed before, and I'd ask God, give me a sign. And then when I went back in that room that day, and a lot of y'all seen the video, and it's on my TikTok. I used to have it pinned, but after he passed away, I unpinned it. It was too hard to see every time I went on there. But it shows my husband going in there and saying, are you a Daddy Michael's boy? And then all of a sudden, he did his thumbs up. That's right there was my sign. I knew right then my son wasn't brain dead, my son. But see, Joseph, the part of the brain that was supposedly affected with my son was that he would never wake up. It was that part of the brain where he would stay asleep and he would never come out of it. Well, y'all see what happened with Joseph. Yes, Joseph did pass away, but he had 5.5 more years. Not all traumatic brain injuries have seizures, or what they call neurostorming. It's like a seizure, and I say seizures because that's what people understand. The brain is a remarkable, how do you say this, part of your body. Because when I was at Shepherd's and I learned so many things about it, it's just remarkable. Look at my son. You can go back and look at him, Joseph Strong. You can go look and see what he did, and that's what I'm saying. But I will say this, and I will say this to the family if they see this. These emergency room, or I don't want to say emergency room, how do I say this? But these trauma hospitals, they are not built to tell you what God can do. They are built to show you what modern medicine can do. There is a difference in that. Modern medicine's awesome. Okay, it saves people, but the ultimate healer, the one that can save you, is Jesus Christ, God Himself. And they're not going to talk about you. I was bullied every single day. But like I said, I was bullied every single day. I had a woman that was she was part of the neurosurgeon team, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. And I wish I had took Joseph back down there when he was still alive, but I was scared to run into her because I was scared what I would say to her. But God was with me that day, because when we were fixing to take him to Shepherd, she looked at me and told me I was being selfish. I'll never forget that, guys. And I looked at her, I said, do you have children? And she said, yes, I do. I said, so you're telling me you wouldn't give your child a chance? No, I wouldn't. You're being selfish. I said, you a damn lie. And I told that neurosurgeon that. I said, you need to go in that prayer place right there, and you need to get on your hands and knees, and you need to pray. Because if this is what a doctor or a surgeon's turning you into, you don't need to be one. So I want to say this one more time to the parents. They are taught to bully you, but they are taught to want your son's organs. They are going to want your son's organs no matter what. It's very sad. And here's my thing. If Joseph would have been brain dead, and I don't know if I really ever come out and said this. I might have one time, but I want to say this. Nobody ever knows what you're going through till you in them shoes. They can say they know how you feel. They lying. They don't know how you feel. They will never know how you feel. I know how you feel because I was in that situation to a certain extent. But every situation is different. Every child is different. Their diagnosis, what's wrong with them, is different. Okay? But I will say this. Do not let them bully you. You are his parents. You are his family. You talk to God. He will give you a sign. And just because you want to wait and you don't want to give up and you want to give it time, it is okay to do that. Do not let nobody tell you you're being selfish or you're doing this, because I'm going to tell you something. And y'all know I don't hardly ever cry, but it's wrong. It's wrong because nobody knows what you're going through. It's your decision. It is not them doctors' decision. Because when it's time for him to go home, God's going to make that decision. So don't let nobody make it for you. Especially no social worker or no organ transport team or no doctors. I don't care how good they are, or no nurses, no people outside your family. Only you can make that decision. And when it comes down to it, it is really the parents' decision. All the family, and let me tell you something, guys. This is how you support them. You tell them whatever they want to do, you are behind them 110%. Sorry, guys, I run out of time. Now, if they come to you and they ask you for your opinion, if you want to give it to them with a grain of salt, because I'm going to tell you something. You can never take back your opinion or what you're thinking. Do not think of yourself in that situation, because I'm going to tell you something, you can't. You will not. I used to have different opinions of situations like that till I was put in it. The best thing you could say is, I'm here for you. I'm going to back you 110%, but only you can make this decision. I can't make it for you. So just be there for these parents. Be there for these friends and family. And also, I want to say something too. Y'all also pray for this boy that was driving, because that was his friend, and there's no telling what he is going through right now. There was also, they said, I heard that there was a boy behind him that seen the accident. Do not bully these children, because accidents do happen. My son's was not an accident. There's a difference, but there are accidents that happen. And I want to say this to them boys. Y'all do not know what they're going through. Because to see, I can't imagine it, to see something like that and to be the one driving or be the one behind and knowing that they couldn't do nothing, to help prevent it or stop it. Pray for them and let them know that they are loved. Do not bully them or make them try to feel bad, because it's not their fault. Like I said, my son's is a whole different story. My son was murdered. It took him 5.5 years to die, but he was murdered. And that's what I'm saying. You don't know. So to sum this up, guys, I just want to say that my heart breaks for you guys, because I would not wish on my worst enemy what y'all are going through. It takes a lot, and I'm a strong person. But today has brought up a lot of memories, so my heart breaks for you guys. And if you need any advice, please reach out to me. And like I said, every situation is different. But I do know the heart and the soul and how you're breaking right now. I know that. But like I said, just pray and do not let them bully you. And if they keep trying to do it and trying to make you do something, you give me a call. I know some good lawyers. Let's just say that, because it's going to come to an end. There's no sense in people, no sense in doctors doing that. And let me tell you something. I cherish the ground that them doctors walk on that saved my son's life. But the ones that bullied me, I have no respect for them whatsoever. And God says vengeance is his, and if they have children, they need to pray about how they treated me and how they treated my son, as far as wanting his organs and, stuff like that. So, but anyway, but seriously, if you need any help with anything, if you need to know doctors' numbers, other hospitals' numbers, treatment centers, rehab, if you need anything like that, anything at all, you need my advice or talk to me. And of course, total confidentiality. I will not even say I talk to you if you don't want me to. That's just the type of person I am. Please reach out. And my heart breaks for you. And know that God loves you and we all love you. And remember, he's a young man. He'll let you know when it's time to stop fighting. Trust me. God bless you guys.